You like the new song?
Hmm.
All right, all right, all right.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Football Amigos show. It's your boy Mide, and of course, our gang is back. We are back. We have missed you all. Welcome back to the show. It's happy to see you all again. I know we had a quick hiatus, but we're back. I hope you all are doing very well. We are here to talk to you all today about a wonderful content. It's been interesting how the transfer window has opened for just 10 days and it's shut today and it's going to open again in the next week or so for another phase two till the end of August. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to look at some of the players that have been bought or that have been rumored to be coming to our respective clubs, being, of course, Arsenal with our amigo Ayo. Ayo, how you doing today?
I'm good, midday. Glad to be here with the crew again, talking
Yes,
soccer.
yes, yes. So excited. And of course, we're going to talk about some of the big spenders beside me here to my right, to your left, amigo Sam. How are you doing from a Liverpool's perspective? Champions, of course.
Oh, that's a long gone. That's a long gone. We don't hold on to the old glory, but I'm doing good. We're
Wow.
prepping for the next
Wow.
season. That's why we went out to go spend a lot of money. I'm not a big fan of spending a lot, but hey, if we have to do it, we have to do it.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to touch back on that spending on that point because you're absolutely right. Florian Wirtz has officially signed for Liverpool for 140 million euros. That's a lot. So we're going to talk about that. And of course, my one and only Manchester United and some of the transfer window businesses we're doing right now is encouraging. And I'll leave it at that. I'm not going to go too crazy, but it's encouraging. However, amigos, like and subscribe. Let us know your thoughts on some of the recent transfer purchases by those your clubs. Of course, it doesn't have to be Manchester United, Liverpool, or Arsenal. It could be any club that you support. Let us know in your comment section what you think about some of the transfers coming in, and of course going out as well. We will start with you, of course. Sam, the champions. Let's start with them first. A lot of purchases already. I was looking at some of the articles online and seeing, of course, Florian Wirtz from Bayer Leverkusen bought for 140 million euros from Bayer Leverkusen. He was rumored to be going to Man City, but it's just a lot of money. Of course, Liverpool just won the Premier League and did very well in Champions League, so they definitely have the cash. They always call it the war chest sometimes, from a money standpoint. But looks like you brought Frimpong as well, the right wing back, also from Bayer Leverkusen. It seems to me that some of the scouts that went to Germany did their homework very well, I must say. Frimpong, Florian Wirtz. Of course, you've bought another kid as well too. He's very young. He's Italian, Pasili, and I've heard good things about him as well. And you are rumored to have more signings coming in as well. Um, let us know your thoughts about some of these transfer. Are they going to work? Are they not going to work? What are your thoughts?
Absolutely. By the way, it's I'm not gonna sit here and say something's gonna work or not work right now. We saw that in the Premier League last season. We all thought Liverpool is gonna be. My prediction was we're gonna be at the fourth position, and we turned out to. It turned out that we won it. So I'm not gonna say yes. Definitely, this is not gonna work. I'm only gonna give my thoughts. I am definitely excited about Frimpong for sure. I think he's a very dynamic and versatile player, just like Florian Wirtz as well. But I do have a little bit of thought and question around the combination of how you want to put all these midfielders in for him. I'm still saying we need a strong number nine. I'm hearing about Osime, possibility of Osime, but until it happens, we'll just keep waiting and keep looking. But for the Frimpong, I think it's gonna bring a different energy to the team for sure. Of course, we know Trent is highly respected, great passes and all of those things. But this is a new season, and I see things different from the Salah point of view. But I can't wait to see the outcome of this. So yes, nothing much to add right now. I like that they both coming from Bayern Leverkusen. They definitely have winning spirits. Of course, Liverpool is a winning ground as well, so I think it's gonna be great for us. But we do need that number nine.
No, I agree with you. And speaking about number nine, even before that, Mamardashvili, the goalkeeper as well from I believe it's Valencia. Ayo, correct me if I'm wrong. He's also coming in officially. He was bought last season, but of course he stayed in Valencia for a whole season, so he's gonna be coming in. So the question will be, does Allison leave, or he's an understudy to Allison as Allison eventually phases off? Um, Talking about strikers, I've heard rumors about Ekitike. I've also heard rumors about Ekitike is more so from Germany, Frankfurt, Germany, and I've also heard of Osimhen as well too. So there's a lot of good players being bantered around from a Liverpool standpoint. If you were to pick Osimhen or Ekitike, I think I know who you would pick, but Amigos would love to know what would be your selection?
I'll pick Osime. Again, he has a proven track record with great resources around him, and also in some cases not great resources. So when I say resources, I'm talking about partners. So he somehow find a way to come in and make things work. The option that you didn't put that I would love to have is Isak. Is familiar with the Premier League. I think it's going to be a great addition to the team. His name is now being mentioned, but I really think having somebody from the league will be a great advantage, and they'll get up to speed quicker than somebody from a different league.
Will you miss Trent Alexander-Arnold at all?
Absolutely. I think every player, good or bad, will be felt, especially if they have that much impact on the team, impact in terms of the results they've produced, the outcome, and all of those things. And also, if they play 60, 70 minutes of almost every other game or every game, it's going to be a change for sure. So, yeah, I think every player that's played 60 minutes, not just 60 minutes, 60 quality minutes, uh, will definitely will be missed for sure. But that doesn't mean they are not replaceable for sure.
I agree with you, Sam. Thank you so much for your feedback there as well. Very exciting times for Liverpool, I have to say. With some of the accomplishments, they have that pull to just buy any player they want, and to add to that, they're in multiple competitions, and they will again go for it. I also still feel like Kvaratskhelia would have done well in Liverpool as well. I think he would have. He looks to me that he he would be a good replacement for Salah to an extent if he can add to more of his goals. But he's in PSG now, so let's not even bother. They just won the Champions League comfortably as well too. Very impressed there. But amigos, like, share, and subscribe. Let us know your comments about the recent transfers and or rumors, of course, from a Liverpool standpoint as they rebuild to push for the title once again. It'll be very interesting how Anna Slot lines up his team. Is he going to go for the same formation he had and then, of course, change it when the game starts, or is he going to have a different tactic with Frimpong being very different from Conor Bradley, for example, from a defending standpoint? Sam, we move on from you to Io. Io, Arsenal. Arsenal. They are definitely in the market as always. As they always do every season, they release more than 10 players off their books, and whenever they try to go and buy players, they try to go get players that will make them better. Now, from a rumor mill standpoint, it's getting away from rumor to actual concrete transfer. And of course, that striker is what's his name? He plays for Leipzig from Germany.
Benjamin
Sesko,
Sesko.
Benjamin Sesko. It looks to me that Arsenal are trying to make sure he's going to be the right striker for that role. And I can understand why, because they just don't want to spend crazy money like they did for Nicolas Pepe. Unfortunately, I don't think they want to make that mistake again. I can see why they might be a little hesitant to see if Gokares or Sesko fits that bill very well based on what they want to do. I'm also hearing rumors that they're trying to find a left winger as well to challenge Martinelli. I haven't heard much in terms of rumors as well, so I would love to hear from you, Ayo. What have you heard from a replacement standpoint?
Oh, rumors are no fun. There's just been a lot of talk. The need for what Arsenal needs this season has been mostly talked about a lot. We just don't know who's going to be. In terms of more concrete talk, Zubimendi looks like something has been agreed. They're waiting for the fiscal, or I guess Real Sociedad specifically is waiting for the fiscal year to end before they put that transfer through. But it will be done before preseason, and it will be in the 55 to 60 million pound rate. Euro range. In terms of forward options, I mean, we've just been hearing talks. I mean, we've been talking about Seska for the last 2 years. He is young. He is 22, so there is a lot of due diligence that has to be done because the amount of money that's going to be done to get him over would be significant. But I do believe that he's going to be an adequate choice. Uh, the more uncertain thing is coming from the left, where we're looking for a winger definitely. And the most interesting names I've heard are Nico Williams, someone who I would hate to get because I don't think he's anywhere close to the finished project, and I'm just not. I don't feel good about getting him and Rodrigo,
I'm
which
not gonna lie to either, Ayo, not to call you short, but I don't see what the big deal is with Nico Williams. I don't see it.
yeah,
I feel like he's another Rashford type of player, to be honest. And I'm not saying that's bad. It just doesn't fit what Arsenal wants to do, personally.
yeah. I mean, like an argument could be made that Arteta wants to mold him in his own image, but I just don't think he has the physical traits for the Premier League. And also in terms of his work ethic, his attitude, in terms of his end product, um, he's nowhere near clinical enough. His shot selection is pretty poor. Like I feel like he's a work in progress, and it's not something we need right now. The one everyone's been talking about is Rodrigo. I don't know how feasible that's going to be. I would love to have him at Arsenal. I think he will definitely be an upgrade to Martinelli in the way I'm not quite sure Nico Williams is. And so, other than that, I've not really heard much. And I don't think we have the money to just go ahead and like bypass and just play release clauses and just like do like Man City. They keep announcing a purchase every other day, and I'm like, okay, make this make sense. But I do think that I trust their decision making. They saw last season how much poor recruiting in the summer hurt their Premier League transfer campaign. So I doubt they'll make the same mistakes. I'm excited that Zubi is coming in. I think he'll answer a lot of problems. I really, really hope that we get Sesko, as that's my personal choice when it comes to comparing both Gyökeres and him together. But other than that, it's early days for us.
No, I agree. I think the way Arsenal played last season, it's getting to the point now where they're just one or two puzzles to put in place for a team that can push even past that barrier to the first place and consistently stay there, as opposed to going first and then second and then staying second. And that's why I feel like they're taking their time to buy the right players. Superman is going to be replacing Jorginho, that has been sold to Flamingo, of course. And there's always that hole at center forward that they're trying to make sure that they buy the right player to fill. So I can see why they're taking their time. Do you think there could be a young player that could take the load of Odegaard from a playmaker creative standpoint?
It has to be. The question is who, and everything that you have to think about in terms of plays. There's always the context of how your team plays. You can have a great player like Eze was a player that we talked about, but like the more I watch it, I was like, if you're playing against deep blocks, I don't see how effective he is. And so even though I would like him, if the game is an open and direct football. So in terms of that, like I mean, Wirtz, for example, Liverpool getting him for 140, like that's a big player. But younger players that play in those central positions in those pockets, they're very hard to find. Like very, very hard to find. The people I can think about, we can't afford them. We can't afford Desiree Doué. We can't afford Musiala. Uh, and past that, I don't really think of anybody that lets us put Nwaneri and I forget. I keep getting this Dowman on the back burner. So we have those two players that are coming in. They like to play in that specific position. And so, in terms of buying someone that we're going to work on and we're going to develop, I think we have those two players that we're going to keep putting that effort in. Yeah, I'm fine with Odegaard. I think every all the complaints about him have been greatly exaggerated. He was coming off from an injury. It happens. Our team was struggling for not just match fitness, but like fitness in general, but coherence because we have too many non no shows due to injuries. Like the chemistry goes, and when the chemistry is not quite there, the first people to suffer are your creative players. And so I think this season we'll see Odegaard that we've come to know and love, and I think the questions about what his replacement will be muted.
If they're gonna buy someone, it has to be someone that just can't start but are pushing. And some of the players that we mentioned, they will all want to start. They would all want to start. I don't. It has to be someone that's young enough that has a higher potential to replace Odegaard if he gets to a certain age. And the only person that comes to mind that I'm kind of thinking about now that escapes me, what was the name of the player from Everton, the Senegalese player?
In Dyer,
He died.
yeah,
And
he's a good
he played.
player. Yeah.
He played. So I feel like I can see him being that playmaker. And there's also this player, El Ciso.
Mm. Brighton?
He's Brighton. He's
No,
one
no, it's
that.
yeah.
Go ahead. Go
Is
ahead.
it Lo Celso or
Lo
Enciso? I think
Celso.
I'm
Lo
mixing them
Celso.
up.
Sorry.
Yeah, Lo Celso. Okay, yeah. I
Yeah.
think they I don't know if they sold him, but I think they might have sent him on loan.
Really,
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
way
I
he
think he was.
played. Wow.
He has a long way to go. He has a long way to go, but he has a. I'm trying to figure out who he was at loan to, but yeah, they sent him on loan this season. Yeah.
Yeah, there's something about him that just stands out to me. But we'll see. Arsenal will have someone that they want to bring in. Like, share, subscribe, amigos. Let us know your thoughts about Arsenal's business. They are taking their time to put one or two puzzles in. I don't think they're going to go crazy this season. I think they're just trying to find the players that can push them to the next level. But also, they also have to think about some of the young stars they have and play them more because they're going to be a lot of fronts. And with the way Liverpool has bought players, Man City have bought a lot of players. I can see United buying more players if they can act right. Newcastle is definitely behind the list as well. Aston Villa already has a good squad that they're going to add to. I can see a challenge that Arsenal has to have squad depth to be able to sustain their push for the title. Moving on to United, of course, we now have Cunha, which I am very happy about. He's going to take over the left side of number 10. He is bringing in goals and he's bringing in creativity, and that is exactly the type of player we should be buying. 100%. Mbermo is the second one. I didn't see this coming from Mbermo, but I can see why they want to buy him. And I feel like if he can replicate the same thing he did last season, he'll be a good buy. I think he's a good player. I think he's a player that changes games. I feel like he can single handedly change a game if he wants to. And he's very unselfish, which I really like. The question now becomes, who do we buy up top? Osimhen or Gokeres? It's a very interesting situation to be in. It would have been easier for us to make more signings if we were in the Champions League, but now it's very difficult, and we don't want to spend crazy money. That's what I'm hearing. So the question now becomes: okay, we're probably going to wait for the fiscal year to finish, and then go for Mbermo. I don't think Tottenham is going to get him, even though Thomas Frank, the Brighton coach, is going to be moving there permanently to replace what's this coach's name again? That they just moved on.
ING.
Postacoglu, sadly, I'm going to miss him, but I think he's going to be back in management at some point. I don't see him staying too long away. United has to make a decision on what striker to buy, and it has to be a striker that does two things. One, put the ball in the back of the net more consistently, but two, be able to create something out of nothing because we are not as good at creating chances like we should. Bruno staying helps. Some might argue we could have used that £100 million to buy players. I don't agree. I think Bruno stays for another 2, 3 years and then we move him on. It will be interesting to see what striker we end up with. If I was to give my personal opinion, it seems to me that Gokeres might be the best because he understands that system. Osimhen, I think, will also be a good addition. The problem with Osimhen is his attitude, and with Amaram being the way he is, and seeing what he's done with Sancho, Rashford, Anthony, the Anthony one, I still feel like out of those three, Anthony could still come back. Personally, I don't think he's going to start, and it would perfect world. I would buy Mbermo and make Anthony second choice, but then the question will be, where will Mount play if he's fit?
Yeah.
Where will Xerxes play when he's called on? Hoyland is going to stay. He doesn't want to leave. He wants to fight for his place. So we can only buy one striker. And then Mount and Xerxes become replacements for Mbermo and Cunha if they're subbed out. So there's no other spot. So now we have to sell Rashford, we have to sell Sancho, we have to sell Granacho, which is sad, but he has to go, and then use that money to buy Gorkares. And then at that point, the question now becomes: do we loan a defensive midfielder to help Bruno, or do we keep what we have? Where will Kobe Mainu play? Because I don't want us to sell him. I would love to hear your thoughts, guys. Sam, we'll start with you. One, between Osimhen and Gyökeres, who should Man U buy to as a striker and why? Knowing we're going to keep Hoyland, and two, should we even get a defensive midfielder?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna start from the Anthony one. If you have Mbomo, you don't need Anthony. Just get offload Anthony. And also when it comes to Osimhen, people say the attitude a lot. I just see some guy that is hungry. I might be biased to be honest. I see some guy that is hungry and he's strong. So and also I see a guy as an African player who doesn't back down. He will speak up. He will do everything to let you know that okay, you can't. If the call is against me or for me, or if the call is against me, and I think he's unfair, I will do everything I can. Right. And the other thing that I also want to address, which is not part of what we're talking about, is the wages. A lot of people are talking about him asking for too much. This guy has gone to Napoli, he proved the point. He went to Galatasaray, he proved the point. So why are we talking about big money when other players are getting bigger money than what he's asking for?
And
So
did he win African Player of the Year 2 years ago?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he
And he
did.
did.
He did.
This other Ninja guy won it recently.
Nukuma
Is it
won
Inter
it.
Milan?
Hmm.
Yeah. So I feel like there's just this whole media thing to undermine or underestimate what it brings, especially with the Italian league not appreciating him for what he did for them. And by the way, they did not even appreciate this guy that went to PSG as well. Uh,
Average Kelly, yeah.
so taking it back to Man United, I think you don't need Anthony. Just that page is gone. Just keep it closed like that. Again, it's a little bit sad that I don't understand the need for Garnacho to go. But when it comes to Central, I this Newcastle guy, I think he's also Bruno as well. The Brazilian guy. Is he Brazilian?
Bruno Guimaraes. Yes,
Yeah,
he is.
the G guy. Yeah. I can see him doing well in Man United. And
They
I'll
won't
put
sell him.
Osimhen.
They won't sell him. He's so hard to get. They won't sell him.
Yeah. You
I
know,
see.
He's
I
a
see.
good
Like
addition, though.
that's like the conversation with Isak. That's why no one's talking about Isak because as soon as they made Champions League, their core team was out of budget for almost anybody. So it's yeah, but he's a good player.
I mean, I think Man United's got a long way to go personally, but I will put Osimhen up front because you need somebody that knows how to win games. To be honest, I didn't see a lot of Galatasaray's game in season, so I went back to see what Osimhen was doing. I was like, okay, I think he is what they hype. Uh, so personally, I would put in Bomo, Osimhen. I think it's gonna be fantastic. The left side might be. This is why I would, if they can keep Garnacho, I would keep him. I don't see Kobe Maino doing too much. I'm starting to think he's one of those overhyped Indian player. I said India. I'm starting to think. I'm
England
starting to think
player, yeah.
he's one of those
And
overhyped England players. Or maybe he just didn't get enough game time in last season. But I think the work rate is questionable. His work rate is very questionable for a young player like that. That's my thoughts.
I think he's just very young too. I feel like he's one of those players where if we have four number tens, right? He's the fifth player that should be used as a six and an eight and a ten, and just keep learning those roles because he's just what he just turned 20. He's still very young, so I wouldn't sell him. If I have to generate money, I would let Granacho go, even though I feel like he's going to be a very, very good player as he gets older. But it doesn't. It looks like that relationship with the coach has just broken based on the comments he made. If he has shut his mouth up, I don't think he'll be in a situation where he won't be able to play. But it is what it is. Um, Ayo, I'll come to you. Some mentioned Osimhen. He would want Osimhen to be at number nine and not Gokeres. What would you decide on for Man United if they were going to buy a striker? And is
I have
Mbeumo worth
no
it?
I have no idea who Mbuemo.
And is Mbeumo worth it? Yeah.
Oh yeah, Mbemo is absolutely worth it. Out of all three of them, Mbemo is the one I'd pick. In terms of if you're looking for someone who's proven and you have some level of expectation that he will come in, overperform his XG, handle the physicality of the Premier League with a very very respectable injury record, and score you at least 20 goals with decent service. Um, yeah, I'll pick him. But yeah, with Osimhen, I like him. I personally will not take him in Arsenal because I think he suits direct football, and that's if that's Liverpool, Man United. If they go back to that framework, I think they're still flirting with possession, a possession game. He would be suited to that. My only issue is his fitness record. For the wages he'll command, he's one of those few players, kind of like Isak to some extent, where I don't feel like the risk of his physical fitness match the wages that you're going to pay for him. Because if you're gonna pay, the wages like a Victor Osimhen, you're talking what 300k a week. Like you need him to be fit and firing for a good portion of your season. And I'm not exactly sure that his body can handle it, especially with the Premier League, which is the most intense league. So if he was showing issues in Napoli, in the Italian league, then he might not be suitable for the Premier League. With Gyökeres, on the surface, he looks like a good buy. The one thing I will add is that someone did a analysis, and of the goals he scored, only 9 of them were scored against teams that could be considered like above championship level.
Hmm.
Uh, and so this is a player that couldn't hack it in the Premier League, and went. And yes, he might have developed to become what's it called a great player. So the question now is, if you bring him, there's still that risk that he might not be the Gyökeres that we assume. However, Sporting Lisbon played Arsenal, and I was impressed with his direct running. And so there's that. So it's all risk. You never know what's going to pay off. I think getting people from the Premier League is a much stronger bet if you can. And so Cunha, smart choice. I don't know about the amount of money, but still a good player. If you get Mbuemo, I think you are on the right track. And I think once you've got those two players, I'm not so interested in a specific number 9 after that. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's interesting. That's very interesting. I still feel like we need a nine. We need a nine that can put the ball in the back of the net, and then Hoyland can support in other ways. To be honest, I wouldn't sell Hoyland right now. I honestly feel like Cheeto is just not ready yet. Potential, but just not ready yet. I would keep Hoyland and then buy a striker to just help him out. Just kind of mask that all of that backlash he's been getting of not putting the ball in the back of the net. But I feel like Mbomo is definitely someone we need to buy at this point because there's no one else out of the top 5 goal scorers in the Premier League that could score more goals than he did, and also his work rate too. It's going to be interesting how United handled their transfer window to the end. I still think we need a new goalkeeper, and I'm going to keep saying it. We need a new goalkeeper. I am not going to stop saying it. We need a new goalkeeper.
Uh,
And weirdly enough, there's a lot of goalkeepers on the market. Ter Stegen, Emilio Martinez. There's someone else. Donnarumma said he's going to stay at PSG today. But there's a third person that is on the market as well that's a very good goalkeeper. James Trafford is one of them, but I feel like there's a fourth. So there's a lot of goalkeepers in the market that because Barcelona just bought a new goalkeeper from Espanyol, so I don't think Ter Stegen want to stay as a second fiddle. So it's gonna be very interesting to see what they
Ter Stegen is still number 1. Yeah.
really. Okay.
Well, yeah, it's the Garcia guy. Um,
Yes.
yeah, he might eventually, maybe in 2 seasons. What's it called? Pips Mark. I think that's what they're planning for. But in terms of who is resounding number 1, Mark is one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Like
He's good.
there's like 2 people I put above him, even if I would, and it's him. So they're not getting rid of him. So I don't think, unless they're trying to make some, because they have a lot of issues with financial fair play over there
Mhm.
with UEFA and with the Spanish league. So maybe that might be what lets Man United go in. But in terms of him not being number 1, no, yeah,
Did you see his game against France? Ter
he's
Stegen.
a remarkable goalkeeper. Yeah. Mhm.
That was when I knew how good he was. I didn't really see like I've never really sat down to watch him play, but that game against France, even though they lost, to me he was Germany's best player. To me, like hands down, he was Germany's best player. And some of the saves he was making is those saves where you just think that it was the Mbappe one. That's the one that I was like, okay, I see why people are talking about him. He's good. He's very good.
Yeah, he
yeah,
got
I like him
injured.
as well.
He
Hmm.
had a big injury over through last season. That's why they had to bring Chesney in
Hmm.
to come in and take his place. So they need someone that they can trust if his injury reoccurs, or if they need to manage his minutes because he's coming back from injury. And I think that's why Juan Garcia is what's it called, is coming Other than that, they wouldn't
Second
be
option.
getting someone of that caliber. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Sam, what are you going to add to that?
Speaking of Man United, what do you think of was you Wisser, this partner with Bournemouth's partner in was it in Brentford?
The question is, how clinical is he in front of the goal? He has the
I
work
think
rate, he has the energy, he has the speed. How clinical is he?
it's better than what
Because
you guys got now, for sure.
ooh.
No, no, no. It's how did
I don't think Man United are lacking in ball carriers. I think Diallo carries it really well. I guess the Argentinian you might get rid of him, but he also carries it very well. What's the wing back you guys just got? Durgu carries the ball
Mhm.
very well.
mm,
Sa would transform Man United, but you can't afford him. Yeah.
Ismaila,
mm,
Ismaila,
hmm
yeah,
Absolutely transform Man United, but I don't
yeah,
think Crystal
yeah.
Palace will let
Mate,
anything
Mateta.
godlike transform. But I don't think you can
ooh,
get him. Yeah, I I would
ooh.
take Mateta over Mbuemo. I'll take Mateta over Gyökeres. I'll take Mateta over what's it called, Osimhen. In fact, I might take Mateta over Sesko, but Mateta is old. I don't know how old is Mateta.
20, 28, 29.
Yeah, like he is incredible. Like if what he's doing with how little service he gets, how he holds up the ball, how he's your valve,
He
everything that
was
goes in terms of. Sorry.
sorry against it was against Arsenal was when I knew he was very good. But go ahead.
Yeah, but I've been loving him since what's it called 2 seasons ago. Like the goal against Raya was incredible, but just how he facilitates, how everything that Crystal Palace do when they go direct goes through him. He will hold up the ball. He will find that touch. He will find that pass. He will get you up the field, and he has a lethal.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. So in terms of like you're looking for a player that you can sneak in because you don't want to spend too much. I mean, to be fair, I think he also costs a lot of money. I don't think Crystal Palace. I think Crystal Palace know what he's worth. Like players like
Hmm.
Eze, like unless you're having that 90 million to spend, like I don't think
Yeah, we can
like
do that.
that's a different. But he's up there in the Premier League. I probably top 3 or 4 for me in the Premier League. Like I'll take out Salah because Salah's not really a striker. But like you take Haaland, you take Isak,
Hmm. That's it.
Mateta.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm thinking the same way. Ayo, there's no one else.
yeah, yeah. So no, he's special. Yeah, I like him.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Interesting, interesting. Sam, anything to add as we wrap up?
I'm actually trying to see. I really think Premier League's got some relatively good number nine. You know, yeah, cost is a big
Chris
factor,
Wood,
but some of these teams,
Mhm.
Hmm.
yes, he's older though, but he's like a fine wine, man. He's coming back to
Beto,
life.
Beto,
Beto is
Beto.
where
No.
is that?
Okay, never mind. Never mind. I mean, he scored a lot for Everton.
Oh
No.
no, no,
Okay.
no,
Okay. Yeah.
no.
Never mind. Never mind.
He's average. He's average. Who plays for
Nunes
Wolverhampton?
or
You know what? This Fulham guy. What's that
Fulham?
guy?
Yeah.
The head back.
What's his name?
Raul Jimenez.
Raul Jimenez. Yeah. He's not bad. I feel like he's a good
It's not
backup.
bad. I think players like that need they need
He's
more
fine.
resource.
Hmm.
Mm. If Ayo
He's
says it's
fine.
fine, it's fine then.
Yeah, yeah. Like for me, it's you have people that operate independently. So whenever like Man United play the way they play, yeah, you need people that do take on, operate independently. People that can bully defenders. Like you need that, and I'm not sure Raul Jimenez like rises up to that. I think he'll frustrate you
Mm.
guys a lot. Yeah. Mhm.
Interesting. A
Good
lot
stuff.
of comments, a lot of comments, a lot of great names has been thrown around for all of our respective clubs. Amigos, like and subscribe. Let us know your thoughts about your club and the players that would fit into your system to make you all push to the next level in the Premier League. Let us know your thoughts on those. As always, thank you all so much for your time. We will have more content for you coming up soon. As always, we'll talk to you all soon in the next content. Stay positive. Take care, guys.